Hey guys, it's your best boxing friends. I'm Kelsey, and this is Rachel. Yes, yes, yes.
So we just went to the Royal Rumble that took place in Houston.
Listen here, brother.
January 26th, and
My Hulkamania's coming back.
You might wonder why would we bring this up on Real Talk with Kelsey and Rachel.
A boxing show.
About boxing.
Good question.
Well, we wanted to talk about the event.
Mostly because we went. No.
And what the WWE does really well, and that is making its audience, the fans, feel like they are part of everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that boxing as a sport and as a community could serve itself by looking at what works in other environments. And we were talking about going to the Royal Rumble, and we had gone to a Monday Night Raw show a couple years ago. And we've been to other sporting events too. And we always kind of like to think, like, oh, well, I wonder what boxing could take from this. You know, I'm going to UFC 247, and I've never been to a UFC card, so I'm interested in that. Like, oh, I wonder what boxing can do if they do something differently or better. The WWE, they do make the WWE universe, like.
Well, they have a name for it that they gave the fans. They refer to them as the WWE universe, and they are, you know, like the wrestling superstars. Like they call out the universe. They talk to them. Like it is a big part of the show. Well, you know.
And that's all just part of how do you present your product. And obviously, boxing and professional boxing and pro wrestling are different. We know that how they're different, but in a way, they're just a product. And I'm talking about the things outside of the thing that happens in the ring. So at the WWE show, they did a great job of using video assets on the screens to kind of give you the storyline of the thing you're about to watch. I've often thought, even before going to the Royal Rumble, it's only Royal Rumble, that boxing could better serve itself by doing something similar. Kind of give us the story about this fight, because there's plenty of time. If you've been to a live fight, you know that there's plenty of time when you're just sitting there, right? And there's really nothing going on. They don't do a good job, I don't think, at most shows of keeping fans engaged in the audience, with the rare exception of if you go to a fight in the UK, right? Or if you go to a popular UK fighter, a British fighter like Ricky Hatton, if you went to one of his fights, or Anthony Joshua when he came over. Those are fun atmospheres, but that's part of their culture, right? And I think that there's more.
So you talked about when we attended the Joshua Ruiz fight, the first one, that it was different to be because there were so many British fans there. They brought that culture over. And the thing is, though, is that the American culture is not like that. So the singing and the camaraderie that those fans seem to bring to the event, I don't feel like in America we have that.
And there's different, so like different boxers, depending on what community they come from, depending on who their fan base is, will be different. So if you go to a Canelo Alvarez fight, it'll have a different feel than an Anthony Joshua fight. Or if you go to Demetrius Andrade fight, there's a different feel to that. So that's always good. That's going to be something that just happens. But what I'm talking about is what the promoters or organizers of the event could do. And if you could ever actually start doing this, then even targeting things at your particular community would be great. But that's a step on down the line. Let's just sharpen this thing up. Now, I will say that we went to a lot of fights years ago. Not like 10 years ago, but I don't know, like 5 years ago or so. And I did start to see some things with videos and stuff like that they would do a little bit better job. It's just that I think there's so much more that can be done to make the experience for the fan better and make you want to go to the fights more.
What I'm interested in is boxing. So boxing's a niche sport. So taking this as a way to differentiate yourself. Like looking at the WWE and being like, okay, they do a really good job, like in making. I mean, when you're a fan of WWE, you feel included. Like you feel like you're part of everything. And so it gives you like a stake in everything that's going on.
In boxing, I don't feel a part of.
So what I see, and I think that like the WWE does this not just like in person, but like when you're watching on TV, you feel part of everything. Through the fans that are there, they encourage the signs, they like do all this stuff. And I'm wondering, when I look at boxing sometimes, I don't know, it's just like, I feel like the only thing they care about with fans is if they can pan the cameras around to show that it's full. So but that's using fans, right? Like you're using it to be like, to show off, like to prove that your product is good. Like, look at all these people here, but that's a using thing. And then other than that, then they show celebrities. So it's like, well, if you're not a celebrity, you don't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's actually a little callback to when DAZN first started, and we really liked Chris Mannix and Kay Adams together. Kay Adams is no longer doing boxing on DAZN, but she had a really great way of being on camera, talking to Chris, and
talking to us,
talking to the fans at home, and including the fans that are there in person. Like, she just had this, like, it was a really inclusive style that she had to her, you know, I don't know, broadcasting
repertoire, if you will.
But like, I don't like, as a fan, and this has happened to me at other sports. I was telling you earlier about how at baseball games sometimes I feel like, do the baseball players even care that I'm here? I've, like, all of us, you know, thousands of us here, we're the reason why you have a job. But sometimes I feel like baseball players are like, you know, just dismiss the fans because they're crazy, they're disrespectful, and now fans have to, like, you know, reap the repercussions of some of their behaviors, but it's like a small portion of fans' behavior. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I don't like that feeling of being dismissed. And so, yeah, we were talking about boxing differentiating itself, since it is a niche sport, being like, well, what can we do that makes things special?
Yeah, and I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think just there's something about the culture in boxing that's bothersome to me. I'm just gonna be frank with you. I feel like boxing as a culture, I love boxing. It's my favorite sport out of all the sports. But as we were talking about this, I've never felt really included in the boxing community, and yet we are in the boxing community, right? I mean, I think that that's a thing in general that happens in our community, and it doesn't have to. I think that boxing can be more inclusive and bring, I don't know, just something about boxing that's, I don't know, if it doesn't feel like the promoters care about boxing. It doesn't feel like some of the fighters care. Now, some of them do, right? But it doesn't feel, it feels like more like you said, being used almost, right? And
right.
It seems particularly bad in boxing, and that might just be happenstance.
Well, I do want to, like, a little caveat is that we are only talking from our own point of view, so we can only really reference American boxing. So I don't really know globally if this always has the same feel, because I do remember the first time I got to see Anthony Joshua fight on TV, I believe he was in England. It was in England, and we were watching the fight, and then when he was done, he kind of had this, like, I don't know, his personality is very intriguing to me. But he kind of was done, and he was really relaxed, and I remember he leaned on the ropes, and the guy was holding the mic, like, asking him questions, and then he turned to all the people there. And he was like, I don't know, what do you guys think? Like, he was having a relaxed, like, exchange, so even though they couldn't talk.
I think we decided. We're moving to England.
Okay. Maybe England has that camaraderie.
Hello.
I don't know.
I don't.
Don't do that.
I'm trying to fit in.
Yeah. But
please include me.
We just think boxing.
Hey, yeah, I want what's best for us.
We love boxing. Apart. Yeah.
Set yourself apart.
We love you, boxing.
Yeah, try to be more like the NBA is, you know, in like fantastic,
well,
amazing
the NBA
experience.
Is definitely great when you're there.
And less like your crazy uncle at Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know anymore.
I think that about sums it up. Hey, if you want more excellent opinions, observations, thoughts, and just general ramblings, then come back to Real Talk with Kelsey and Rachel. I'm Kelsey, that's Rachel, and now you're subscribed for life.
But really, you have to hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't do it for you.
It's not magic.
It now.
We can't do it. We don't have those kind of tech skills.
You will do it now.
Okay. You're bringing in too many things.